I felt like they lost a lot of trust of people because now it's a case of they're almost catfishing now with this forbidden door thing. And then he turns around and goes, I forgot my own meaning of the forbidden door and I had to sign another person instead. Like he's embarrassing himself now. He's doing stuff which
Ed Boon
would never do. Like he's now acting in a way that you can't associate him with
Ed Boon.
So much more money. But you can clearly tell he's not been in a position where he's earned that money before. He's built something before. Like he understands business and how to speak and how to communicate. Like he seems like a money mark. That's what Russo always called him. That's actually, and that's actually what he's coming across as to me, because it's really bad to do that. And then always coming out and explaining everything to these marks on the dirt sheets. Like he should be above explaining every single inside thing in his business. And he should be above over promoting and under delivering. You should do the opposite where you over deliver on a lesser promise. But I think they were just desperate.
I thought
Sara
was underwhelming. I mean, there's nothing wrong with catering to your fans because those are your hardcore fans and you sponsor goodwill, but I think he over caters to them and he forgets about the mainstream fans. He forgets about growing his audience and he's more busy than keeping happy what's already there, which is going to be there anyways. You know what I'm saying? So, and I thought
Sara
was very underwhelming.
Well, that they said he said that was a last minute signing, but it's still this assumption with this
don't
company.
Pump it up like it's something big because it wasn't. I actually thought the signing was
Sephiroth,
and they were like, "Oh no, it's
Sara."
And I was like, "Wow, that to me is even worse." Like at least people know who
Sephiroth
was. He just came up with
Final Fantasy VII.
Who's gonna know who
Sara
is unless you're a hardcore
Kingdom Hearts
fan or you know what I'm saying?
And
Conan. This is what I was about to say. This big assumption that everybody who watches knows everything. That proves the point that they're going for the
Game Explain viewer.
This very, very small minority of the
gaming
audience, and I don't understand. Like I don't know who the guy is. So to me, it meant nothing. And I
play a lot of games.
Yeah.
The last we've heard of Sakurai, he said that there were only 1.8 million voters in that make-believe fighter's ballot. That is far from enough to justify a character that's owned by Disney and attached to a second company. What's made this more outrageous was that Sakurai also had the rights to the Assassin's Creed IP but never considered a playable character in order to make money. In case we haven't already established, Sakurai is a toy collector, not a businessman. I mean, look at this, just absolutely insane. But this video was not finished yet. So we're going to continue where I have left off from before, eagerly anticipating Sakurai to outdo himself. Here we go.
もちろん任天堂ラボの計画がなかった時代です。新ファイターは過去に行ったアンケート投稿権の結果なども踏まえ検討しています。ちなみに有効票数はおよそ180万票でした。同じところからの連投などは弾いています。制作開始時、各ファイターについて調整すべき点をどんどん列挙していきました。
You lie!
I did lie!
Yeah! I don't know why I
head and grab that. That'll make a huge difference. And look at what we got going on here, Mish.
Oh my God! This is such a beautiful final smash. A bigger Ridley just destroyed.
Yeah, and although MKLeo does have to make this comeback.
Oh yeah, for sure. We saw that the down beat does what 51%. That's nuts. And what? Oh,
Suffice to say, you still had an awful lot of work to do.
新要素や仕様だけではなくて、グラフィックやサウンド、技とかモーションなど各ファイターにつき70項目から100項目ぐらいが平均だったような気がします。
You lie!
I did lie!
Yeah! I don't know why
Doubt. Animation is one thing, but I have not seen any collective of changes that have improved characters for the better. Villager, for instance. Or Jigglypuff. Can you really imagine this guy lists 70 different things that he would have changed about Jigglypuff? You know what would be interesting for a video? Sakurai takes a polygraph test. It's just another lie designed to try impressing his audience.
プレイフィールは、スマブラ X よりもスマブラ4の方がテンポアップしています。 同じようにより慣れていることや、据え置き機で楽しめることからスマブラ4よりさらにテンポを上げています。ただスマブラデラックスよりは控えめ、デラックスと4の間ぐらいと言えるでしょうか。熟練者にも対戦がエキサイティングで、不慣れな人でもなんとかついていけるというギリギリの線を狙ったつもりです。ジャンプや吹っ飛びの仕様などゲームの駆け引きとは少し異なるところでスピードアップしているところも特徴です。簡単に言いましたが、テンポアップしているということはパラメーターなどをスマブラ4から共有できないということ、こういった点は毎回しっかりと練り直しています。
Either two possibilities here. Sakurai could be bullshitting per usual, or he just doesn't have the knowledge to do this. Because Madden has had speed modifiers for a number of years. Each player in Madden has dozens of different attributes from running speed to passing, to kicking, to spinning and juking. On top of that, previous games have had the ability to adjust the overall game speed so that it plays slower or faster. And this also affects how fast each of the 22 players on the field move. Being able to change the game speed is something that I would consider if I were the director, but at the same time, it's not a pipe dream. Every single time Sakurai has claimed that he could not do something, somebody else had done it before, yet he still wants to call himself the best director for his job.
ステージについても拡充をしました。スマブラ 4-3DS と Wii U は携帯据え置きなどの違いからステージ構成が全く異なっていましたが、融合しつつなるべく多くのステージを導入できるようにしています。基本的には100、戦場か終点かも含めて300ものボリュームになっています。
You lie!
I did lie!
Yeah! I don't know why I did that.
Again, Sakurai is acting like each stage is its fully fleshed out world. No, you did not make 300 stages. Just when I thought I ran out of things that Sakurai and Tony Khan had in common. For years, Tony Khan kept saying his show was the most watched show on Wednesday nights, all because he had the highest 18 to 49 demo. He has never had the most watched show on Wednesday nights for as long as Fox News is still on cable. Just like Sakurai has never designed 300 stages in this game. He is making a misleading statement. Again, you're not making some elaborate setting like in Breath of the Wild or Super Mario Odyssey. You're making backgrounds, and you cut a lot of corners to save as much space as possible. Not that that's a bad thing, but you act like you're trying to impress some 4-year-olds.
数が多い分、完全新規のステージ制作は従来と比べると控えめです。設計に時間がかかりすぎるので。ところで、媒体がカードになったため、容量が 16GB 程度のロムです。
You lie!
I did lie!
Yeah! I don't know why I did that.
実際に使える領域はもっと小さくなります。
He is telling yet another lie. A Super Smash Bros. Game seems doable for a 16-gig cartridge. But if he ever needed more space, there were 32-gig cartridges. The first 32-gig cartridge was Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2, a launch game for the Switch in Japan. For as much as he loves his precious Dragon Quest, it's sure a surprise how he would magically forget about that nugget of wisdom. The 32-gig cartridge did cost more, but not like too much money is a problem for this guy here.
Wii U は 25GB のディスクに対応していましたから、容量が半減されることになります。これは非常に困りました。膨大な音楽を外部無料ダウンロードコンテンツにまとめることでごまかそうかとか思っていたのですが、なんとその音楽が謎の圧縮テクノロジーによってスマブラ4時代の容量の4分の1になりました。科学の力ってすげえですね。
Why was that even worth mentioning? Over 1,000 music tracks is nothing to scoff at. But audio compression has been a thing for decades now. And considering almost each piece of audio can be looped, like what are you touting here? That you know how to use computer software? Okay. Good for you.
スピリッツ要素についても話をしておこうと思います。一人用のゲームの充足はしたいけど、通常部分の制作だけで爆発的ボリュームがある今のスマブラではやれることが限られています。
You lie!
I did lie!
Yeah! I don't know why I did that.
Stop. I don't want to hear about how you didn't have the capabilities to make a proper story mode. If you can afford to get Sora, you can hire another group of people to design something more substantial than World of Light. You clearly put all your focus on the roster and stages. That's where the budget for this game went, and anything else took a back seat. If that's what you want, then fine. You shouldn't be complaining about your own decisions. That's just weird.
スマブラ X の悪空の使者クラスの遊びは無理。多くのファイターの見せ場ムービーを作ることも、専用横スクロールステージやジャポ的などを作るのもありえません。スマブラ4のようなカスタマイズやパワーアップの仕組みもないので、これを活かした遊びもできません。
You didn't have them? Okay, why? Didn't you have them? You make it sound like for some reason these features just aren't possible this time around, and it doesn't make any sense. If it were up to me, I'd have 20 or so fewer characters, and I would allocate some of the focus towards something like a Metroidvania mode. Hire Mercury Steam. Or another quality studio that can give you a meaty map of sorts.
しかも工数の問題からフィギュアもカットになります。
You lie!
I did lie!
Yeah! I don't know why.
Are you kidding me? This is pretty ridiculous. How does this guy have the audacity to say he doesn't have enough money? For one, these trophies are just models of characters. Some of these trophies were just ripped from other games or other studios, like Pokemon and Rayman. If all the studios you gotten rights from can manage to give you assets, that would be much more simpler than having a team of artists create new assets.
そして今更スマブラデラックスのアドベンチャーモードの規模で満足できるわけがない。根本的にはただ対戦を繰り返すしかないのです。
Well, what do you think World of Light is, genius? It's regular battles, but oh now we got stickers. Yeah. Like, really?
八方塞がりで企画したのがスピリッツと灯火の星です。スピリッツはフィギュアの代わりになることを念頭に置いています。普通のコレクション要素と異なるところは力を借りるという設定と、それを得るための戦いは原作を想起させるものにするということ。加えて各々にレベルがあるので育てて楽しめます。スマブラシリーズは多くのキャラクターや世界、サウンドをお借りしていることが強みです。スピリッツ戦は組み合わせによる疑似再現により様々なバリエーションを構成します。またスピリッツ戦を横断的に楽しめるモードとして灯火の星を構成しました。
I understand the appeal in this. It all goes back to Sakurai playing with his toys and pretending like what's there is actually there. Like Bayonetta fans. Using things you do have to make it seem like you can actually fight, for instance, Bald Bull, who is a giant little Mac. He does nothing at all like what Bald Bull does in a Punch-Out game, and before you know it, you beat him in 5 seconds. So clearly he might have had some wild ideas, but many of them weren't really executed that well. Was World of Light worthwhile for what it was? Sure. But I don't understand why he's touting this like it's some grand achievement or something that counts as a fine substitute of what we should expect for a story mode in 2018.
喪失から始まる物語です。やはり戦わせるしかないのですが、ただ順番に相手と戦うだけではない楽しみが得られたことと思います。なお、スピリッツの強さでご利用することもできますが、難易度設定も含め、これは遊び手の自由にしてもらっています。パワー差が大きいと報酬は少なくなりますけどね。スピリッツの管理やフィールド制作、調整はかなり厳しかったのですが、制作上ギリギリ可能な範囲でまとめ、多くのキャラクターやタイトルを楽しむことができるという目的は果たせていると思います。発売後もその後に出たタイトルをフォローすることができましたしね。そして2018年3月、最初の発表を行いました。同6月、全員参戦を発表しました。
What is he doing here?
同12月、いよいよ販売です。おめでとう。話をはしょりすぎですが、それはもういろいろありました。しかし、それでは終わりませんでした。ダウンロードコンテンツの制作開始です。発売日の1日前、12月6日、ペルソナ5ジョーカーの参戦を発表しました。サービスとしてのパックフラワーもありますね。その後も熱量があるダウンロードコンテンツを制作、投入し続けていくことになります。
Interesting way to phrase this. Impassioned DLC. Of course it is. You can't sell the product based on what marketable characters you made as DLC, because only a select few is what you can really consider marketable and can draw fans over to the product. So you're advertising this DLC based on your own imagination. An Assassin's Creed fan, for example, isn't going to recognize your hard work. An Assassin's Creed fan isn't going to recognize how many different ideas you can cram into one character. All the Assassin's Creed fan cares about at the end of the day is the characters they resonate with. And then when they refuse to buy the game since you don't feel as if you need their money, don't act all surprised when Fortnite's user base is far more active on a regular basis than your user base is. Keep in mind that Smash Bros. Ultimate and Fortnite the Battle Royale iteration both came out in 2018.
それぞれの個性を発揮できるシステムを組み込み、参戦ムービーもしっかり作り、メリハリのある展開をしてきたつもりです。
It's one thing if you just wanted to choose first-party characters as DLC, considering they wouldn't cost anything to get the rights to. But you make it painfully obvious how these were all your ideas, and how you yourself have schemed this roster from the get-go. You didn't take orders from Nintendo on what to do, no, you had visions for characters. You had an imagination for Pyra and Mithra, not Rex. You had an imagination for Kazuya and Steve and Terry and Sephiroth. And if people are still convinced with Granblue Fantasy versus being like the 23rd game that has gotten the rights to Square Enix characters that they're so difficult to negotiate with, you have to be a hardcore Sakurai loyalist. Sakurai has not fooled me, at all.
が、この開発最中、コロナ禍に突入します。そこで迅速にテレワークに移行しました。スマブラは世界の中でも特に秘匿性が問われる企画です。この先何が参戦をしたいのかというのを知りたい人は山ほどいるだろうし、その秘匿性が危ぶまれます。また、制作上もハンデを背負いました。さまざまなゲームタイトルがコロナ禍によって発売遅延していましたが、テレワークによる完成が困難になるというのは本当です。ちょっとした意思の疎通もテストプレイも難しくなりますから。スマブラの場合、私はお昼休みにテスト対戦をしていましたが、それもオンラインになり、通信トラブルなどにも悩まされました。
I covered all this crap already. Japan did not force a lockdown, and this separation did not have to happen. There were ways that this could have worked and things that Sakurai could have prepared, but Sakurai didn't go through with them. Learn more by clicking my video link in the upper right corner of the screen.
が、結果はご存知の通り。事前にお話ししていた通り、2021年中に全てのダウンロードコンテンツを完成させ、お送りすることができました。ただ、3年もかかってしまったということでもあります。これはスマブラスペシャル本体の開発に匹敵する期間です。
You lie!
I did lie!
Yeah! I don't know why.
How? It seriously took you 3 years to make 12 characters from the ground up? It took Player First Games 4 years to make about 24, and who knows how many more will be revealed fairly soon. It's like if all you're doing is making more characters and stages and stickers, what is the rest of the team doing?
もちろんスタッフの規模が全然違うのですが、それでもこのようなことをしているとあっという間に年を取ってしまう。スマブラスペシャルにまつわる話は以上なのですが、スマブラの今後がどうなるのかは私にも分かりません。発表も含めてお客さんに喜んでいただくことには成功していると思いますが。
Tell us more how it's made. You happy? Even when you revealed your big Sora circle jerk, the first thing you wanted to tell us was how you felt. How much it meant to you. That was the most important thing to you. Your wants, your desires, not what's an actually rational decision.
恐竜的に体を大きくしていったスマブラが同じように拡大路線になることはありえないと考えています。
You lie!
I did lie!
Yeah! I don't know why I got that.
Oh man, this guy is a fraud. If you can get the rights to characters once, you can do so again and again for games in the future. So you can get all the third-party characters again, but why would you want to if some of them are practically useless? But in any case, you act like your audience is stupid. Have you not heard of a game called Fortnite before? I'm pretty sure you might have if you're into a game like Minecraft. You act as if you've moved a mountain with all the IP you've obtained when there's another company that has acquired 5 or 6 times as many IPs. It's just ludicrous that with all the gaming influencers there are in the world, that not one of them is going to address Sakurai and say, "What about Fortnite?" Why is it more important for an influencer to be in the good graces of an egotist director than to have freedom of thought? Sakurai says being able to negotiate with all these companies is a crowning achievement. Sega, Namco, Capcom, Square Enix, SNK, Konami, Ubisoft, yes, even Microsoft and Disney. Well, guess what? Genius. Fall Guys acquired the rights to IP from all these companies as well. And not only that, they got my Shiranui, which you said was off limits. And they got a total of 8 Final Fantasy characters, which you told us were too difficult to get the rights to. And they got Ezio and Lara Croft, which you believe aren't worth the trouble. How is all this possible for Fall Guys but not for Sakurai? Forgive me if all these dots aren't connecting.
今までないと思っていた自作が作られたわけですから、次はないとは言い切れないのですが、非常に難しいところまで来ているような気がします。
Sure. One more time. Why not?
You lie!
I did lie!
Yeah! I don't know why I got that.
というわけで、スマブラスペシャルの開発が終わった後、少し手が空いたのでこういった番組を企画していました。まあということは次のプロジェクトはこの番組になるのですが、そのお話は語らなくても良いのかな。
Well, actually, we don't need a video about anything you do at all.
ということでおしまいです。
When I first watched the second half of his video, I was honestly not anticipating how many times this guy would fabricate, all to build his own name up. Just lie after 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 lie. He is a compulsive liar. And he will continue to lie until he is actually being held accountable for it. So do I think he is making another Smash Brothers game? I say yes. With the next Nintendo console likely to be revealed and released this year, I say Nintendo would like to have a new Smash Bros. Game early in its life cycle, just like Smash Bros. Ultimate. It probably won't have more characters than Ultimate, but certainly it will have more than 8 Fire Emblem characters, and while Tom Nook might be a character also, he'll just be another villager clone. The bias gets even more obvious with each game. Sakurai is more than likely working from home indefinitely because he'll be able to enjoy meals and rest and not worry about those pesky daredevils climbing tall buildings to peek into the office. Which is funny. Because in this video, he said how hard it is to work from home and how much longer it takes to finish projects. So yeah, he's more than likely working on Smash Brothers and is continuing to work from home.